All right. Once again, before you watch this video, I just want to say that I didn't think this video was going to be so long. It's nearly an hour, which kind of surprised me. So, if you're going to be watching this video, I would suggest watch it when you are cleaning or driving or doing something. And this video is more or less about a very serious topic, a very serious. It is about the sexualization of the normalization of objectifying and sexualizing women in our country, in our culture, in our tradition. And, for those of you who keep saying, oh, it happens in USA, it happens in Pakistan, it happens in other countries. I don't care about those countries. I don't care about Pakistan. I don't care about USA. I don't care about Russia. I don't care about any other country. I am, being an Indian passport holder, I'm concerned about my country, my countrymen, people from my neck of the woods. Just like if your child tomorrow had cancer or a disease and needed life-saving surgery, you would not say, oh, there is cancer everywhere. Everyone has cancer. So what is the big deal? No, you would put all your heart and soul to cure your child. Today, we have a cancer in our society by which girls are being encouraged to objectify and sexualize themselves for views, for likes, for virality. They justify it by being cool, since you can get headlines. And men, boys, are being shown this as this is normal, this is acceptable. And then unconsciously they are made to be attracted to this. And that is where then when it, like they say, shit hits the ceiling, then we start, oh, all the men are like this in India. Why they look at women like this? And then we look at the females. What happened to the girls of character? It all starts from home. It all starts with your upbringing. It all starts in school, places where education was supposed to, change your life and make you a better human being. We are living in very disturbing times. So anyway, having said that, this video is going to be really long. I don't know if you're going to watch the whole thing, but if you do let me know your thoughts. And I would definitely want to read what you have to say. So, having said that, let's start. All right, in this video, I'm going to give you my thoughts about an incident that took place in one of the most premier institutes in India. That is the IIT Bombay. IIT, the full form is Indian Institute of Technology. Okay, it's supposed to be a premier institute where just random people cannot get admission. You have to be more or less the creme de la creme. And people who come out of there are looked upon as maybe Harvard or the Ivy League, that kind of status they enjoy. So what happened was, it seems there was a dance. I'll give you a bit of details. But what I would like you to do is give me your thoughts, whether you agree, whether you disagree, and what do you suggest? Because I'm very keen to know, what do you viewers think about it? All right. And my only request to you is, as you're giving your views, please do not, name and shame this girl. Okay. Don't, because her video has been shared in my WhatsApp groups. Obviously, people managed to dig out her name and all that stuff. So just please don't do that. And please don't abuse her or call her names. Rather, address the incident, address the situation, and do share your solutions. Okay, remember, none of us are innocent. None of us are sinless, as they say, like they say in the Christian Bible. if he who has never sinned, okay, you throw the first stone at someone, or like they say, don't judge the small splinters in your brother's eye when there is a log in your own eye. Okay. So, if you want to read about the article, one is Economic Times of India. The title is IIT Students Vulgar Dance Leaves the Internet Divided. And the second one, which I'm reading from, is EnglishJagran.com. English.jagran.com. Viral video: IIT Bombay student dances on Malaika Arora's Munni Badnaam song. Okay. So I've taken the summary, and this is what the summary says. A viral video of IIT Bombay, Indian Institute of Technology, students dancing to a Bollywood item song. One of my WhatsApp members, Indian guy who's based in the West, he said item songs are kind of like where the girl is kind of dances sexually. Okay, and Bollywood always has these sexual dances. In the olden days, I think it's still there now. It's called Mujra. Mujra is more like people who drink alcohol. It was more like a not so respectable place, more like a red light district where guys used to sit with I remember the good old Hindi movies where the guy would sit with some flowers in his hand and sit with a glass of whiskey down. And olden are evergreen actresses like Rekha. You can Google search who's she if you don't know. They would sit wearing, like an Indian dress with all jewelry, and then take it out and sing and dance, and the typical Indian kind of dance with the lot of jingles. You call it gungru, I think, if I got that right. To the traditional musical instruments. So you dance this way, this way, this way, and the guys would feel very happy and they would throw cash. And this culture, this kind of entertainment is in all countries. In Pakistan, it seems they even have boys who dress up like girls and they do that. You can Google search on this one. Here in Thailand, I've seen on stages, like they have an area which is kind of like a playground, area that a group can take for rent, and then they'll have the organize shops, stalls where you can buy food or other items, or you can buy clothes and all miscellaneous stuff for people. It's like a bazaar, okay, like a fair. They have the Ferris wheel, and then towards the end, or somewhere right towards a corner, they have this stage that is set up with music system, and you have guys who will play drums and the guitar, and then you have girls who are dancers. They will wear sexy or attractive outfits, and then below are tables where men drink alcohol. It's generally men, and these girls who are dancing, they dance and try to entertain the guests. And if there's any beautiful girl, a guest can come forward and he can hold wads of cash in his hand, and the girl whom he likes, or 2-3 girls, will give him a little bit of attention. And in some cases, I've even seen this happening in some villages where a pretty young girl, maybe she's in her 20s or 30s, and the guy can be 60s, even an old man, but if he has cash, and then he will grab her, or he'll press her buttocks, or he will bury his face on her chest, okay, breasts as you call it, and she will, just playfully give him a little bit of attention or entertainment, and then he will give her the money that was given. So this kind of adult entertainment has been there in many countries, and it has been practiced all throughout. Like even prostitution, it's not something that is new. It has been happening since many years. However, the difference between before and now is, before it was something that people did hiding, or people didn't want to be seen, or the people who didn't care were the ones who didn't care about their self-respect, or they were very powerful and rich. And there was an element of shame in that, because the girls who used to dance there, they were not viewed with respect. You would not get someone from the upper class or someone who's educated who do that. It was normally girls who were not educated or came from abject poverty. They didn't know what else to do. They had a choice either to work in the sun, or they could do a dance for 1 hour and get paid what they would earn maybe for a month, they would earn in a few days. Today, girls who engage in prostitution, and they target Western expats, or they call them sexpats, men who are like 60, 70, whatever, age enough to be their grandpa, what they struggle to make for 8 to 12 hours in the sun, in the rice field, bending their backs for a whole month, they can make it in 1 hour. So there is, very less incentive for them not to work. And anyone who looks at them with shame, anyone from the village, well, they flaunt their big house, they flaunt their plot of land, they flaunt their expensive cars or the expensive toys that their sugar daddies give them. And you don't believe, people who would generally take 30 years or maybe 2 generations just to build a small house, these girls who engage in adult or sexual activities like these, going to the city, they do it within sometimes even a month. Not exaggerating here. So what you'd struggle to make for 30 years, you'd save. People are doing it for 1 month. So the question is, why shouldn't they? And most of these girls do it for 1 year, 2 year, or however long, and then they stop and lead normal lives. So they consider this as, I'm doing work. I'm not doing something evil. I'm feeding my family. And many of them, even though they sleep around or they have sex, they still take care of their mother, their father, their family. Okay, so I give you a bit of a background here. But today what has happened is, these girls who are engaging in all these kind of dance routines, sexual dance routines, and what do I mean by sexual dance routine? If you see these girls, okay, you will say, Loy, what about guys? Let's take guys and girls together. What are they doing? And before you even say, Loy, double standards, you're only talking about girls. Remember this much. You see any of these videos, it'll be many, many guys with one girl in the center. So where do you think the attention is focused on? It's that one girl. Even in this video that you see, the boys are all wearing black shirt and black trousers. The girl is wearing a colorful outfit, and she's wearing, like, obviously off shoulder and showing the best parts of her physique, means in a very limited fashion. She's not naked or anything. So it's obvious that the focus or the attention is the girl, because all the boys are wearing black shirts, black trousers, black shoes. So they are just, the side performers. She's the main. So the entire attention is on her. And what is she doing? I've not seen this song, Munni Badnaam, but I guess she is copying that song. And when I did see the song, when I did see her dance for, I would say, 10 seconds or whatever, which was shared in my WhatsApp group, it's obvious that she is, moving her breasts up and down. She is thrusting her hips back and forth, and the action of having sex in a very playful way. There is focus on the chest, the breast area, and the hips area. Okay. Now, people can say that you are me, or men like me, we are looking at it in a very dirty manner. You can say this is creativity. You can say that this is an expression of art. Okay. My response to this is, where do you draw the line? Where do you draw the line that where it stops being art or artistic and it starts being vulgar? Like in the USA or in the West, they have, art, like they say. This is actually, you can Google search. A female put paint in her vagina, inside her vagina, and she was hung like she's holding ropes, and uh, like her legs are spread out, and there's a canvas which is on the floor, and she's pushed like a swing, and she goes round and round. And as she's made to go round, she loosens her muscles of her vagina, and paint comes out, all colorful paint, and that splatters all over the canvas. So now you can say this is also artistic. There's another female whose Instagram I was sent by someone. She she's a mother of 2, 3 children, but she's considered artistic. Why? Because she rolls over a tub of paint, rolls over, and there's a white canvas, and there she rolls over that, and whatever comes from there is she will sell it as a theme. Okay, so that is also considered artistic. Then we have also had art. Art is very, like they say, art is subjective, but then where do you draw the line? You remember there was art pieces that were invisible. There's a man who actually sold an invisible. One is a canvas, means you're buying a canvas which is white. It's invisible. And he has given it a theme, and he sold it for, I think, $18,000 or $25,000. There was even this infamous one where they put a banana with a masking tape or an industrial tape on the wall. That was considered art. One guy, he actually sold an invisible statue. Means a statue is there, but it's invisible. And how do you know it is a statue which is invisible? He has asked people, if you want to buy his invisible statue, there is a space that you have to allocate. He will give you the measurements, and nothing should be kept in that space. Nothing. It should be marked and kept. And there he will position the invisible statue that nobody can see, and it's there. And you have to use your imagination and imagine it there. And for that, he has charged, I think, $18,000 or $25,000. In fact, there are paintings where I think the most expensive one is, 2 colors are there. One is white and blue, and that sold for 50 million or 40 million, some $20 million. Huh? So just two, like my daughter can do it, like just 2 colors. There are paintings where it's just white. He painted white and he sells for that. So the point I'm trying to make here is, if we start getting into subjectivity, it never ends. If you start looking at feelings and you go with feelings, then the transgender agenda, the LGBTQ+, where you're not being attracted to a small child is not pedophilia. Being attracted to a small child is being attracted to little people. It's called attraction for little people or something. There's some term that they're giving it. So they're saying that this is not vulgar. This is an expression of love that sometimes might have a sexual element to it. See how they play with words. And that is where they target even, he's attracted to the child, but he has not done anything. And he is expressing his love in a sexual way. And sex is a beautiful expression. They call it a human emotion. So you see the masala with the wordplay masala that they have. So even here, you can say she's very artistic, you can say she's very expressive, but then where does it end? Where does it end? Like one person's maximum threshold can be, she can wear off shoulders show this much, show her stomach, her waist area, that is acceptable. Another person can say, if you go to the African village or you go to some of the ancient cultures, they do not have anything. They show their breast. In Africa, there are tribes that show their breast. So that is natural. And other people can say, this is God given skin, God given outfit. Why should you be ashamed about it? In fact, my ex-female girlfriend who I broke up with, she was nearly 41. Her son was 15 or 16. And one day, I'm sitting in their house. This is when I just was dating her. I found out she came from the shower naked. And I was just doing my thing. And I was like, hey. And next thing I know is her son also came out naked. Both were totally naked. And then that is where I realized that both went to the shower to have a bath together. She's 41, he's 14 or 15. And they both went to the bathroom, both went to the bedroom to dress up. I was shocked and horrified. This is 10 years, 10, 11 years. It happened here on the island of Samui. They are Westerners. And I was like just stunned. And then she looked at me and she like as if she was looking at me as if, oh, your Indian mentality, your dirty mentality, you can't fathom. How I know this is because she told, Loy, what are you looking so shocked? This is my son, I'm his mother. I've seen him naked, he has seen me naked. We don't have anything dirty in our minds. It's pure thoughts. You can't digest this because your heart is not pure. It's something like that. I'm paraphrasing. So for her, that was considered acceptable. That is the mother's love, that he can see her naked, she can see him naked, and they both are natural. So, same way, I'm asking you, where do we draw the line here? You might consider this is acceptable, but another person might consider this is not acceptable. A third person may say, there's nothing that she has done. I think it's perfectly normal. In fact, in the United States, you have children now being allowed to join dance groups that twerk. Twerking, where you shake your bum. I don't know how you call that a dance. The female stands with her legs apart and she will bend and she will jiggle her bum. Okay. And they actually encourage small children to do that. In fact, there were a couple of videos that were circulating here in Thailand of children doing that, copying that, and the parents are laughing, with drinks. And I made it very clear to my wife, this was not acceptable at all. And thankfully, my wife said, no, what do you think acceptable? This, no way. She told me, and I'm very glad. She said, the day I see my daughter doing this, I'll take a stick and whack her. Very good. Thank you very much. In fact, there were a couple of videos which shockingly were permitted and allowed on Instagram and Facebook Reels, where you're talking of a 9-year-old girl. There was some song, Thai song. I don't know. I was just browsing through the Instagram as my wife was massaging, and she was looking at the videos. This is a 9-year-old girl who was like two girls. I remember if 2 or 3, they are dancing to a song, supposed to be some hit song. And I was horrified to see this. The 9-year-old girl, suddenly lifts her shirt all the way to here, and she's doing that, sexual kind of dance, and she's biting her lip, and she's. I was horrified. Was the understatement. I was like, "What is this?" Like as if I was actually shouting at someone, and this is before my baby was even born. And even my wife, and I made sure that I not only reported that video, I told my wife also to report that video. And you're talking of these 3 innocent girls who are based here, I like just imagine, do you consider that acceptable? Now, if you say no, well, do you think that that girl had managed to get the access to the smartphone, to the internet, without her parents' support? In fact, I'm very glad that Instagram stopped this, because this was started to become a very dangerous trend online. We had 3 or 4 or 5 year old small girls. Like, there's a cute song being played, and this is shot in the either the bathroom, like where you take the shower, or somewhere out, where you just see the small girl standing there, and you just wonder, What is this video like?" Like, the parent is taking the video, and then the girl stands under the shower, and the whole dress is kind of like she's wearing like a white this thing. Its whole thing is see through. If you do not get disturbed listening to what I just said, if you don't feel disturbed, I can really tell you that you have elements of this this virus, this mind virus, this character virus of vulgarity, of pedophilia in you. Because for me, I was so forget shocked. I made sure that I kept reporting that video, and I told my wife also, and I blocked that channel. I was very disturbed here. This is not normal by any standards. Now, the problem here is, like, they see the words that they're given. This is an item song. What the hell is an item song? All, rather, the right term for this should be, you are parading a female as an adult actress for a audience like Indian men who are sexually depraved, who are sexually hungry, and you are allowing your body, allowing yourself, your character, for their pleasure. So if there is someone in the audience masturbating or thinking sexual thoughts, well, this is what you signed up for. See, I'll tell you, posting these videos or these images online and getting those numbers, you see those numbers, hearts, or you see the number of, wow, so hot. It actually, I saw one cartoon online which kind of summarizes what I feel about this whole thing. Just imagine your sister, your mother, your daughter, okay? To make you really feel, I'm using this. Think your sister, your mother, your daughter, or your wife, or your girlfriend is in the middle of the road, and she bends over, pulls down her trouser and her panty, or whatever, G-string, thong, whatever you call it, is there, and she's spreading her legs in the middle of, like, the street, and allowing all the guys to, wow, so hot, wow, great. And one other guy, ooh, I would love to stick my tongue in there. And like, roadside people doing this. And you're standing there, wow, see so much talent. See how many people appreciate it. See how many people liked her. See what all compliments we're getting. Now you would say, Loy, I'm sorry, but that is not acceptable, what you just said. You're right. But then how is it acceptable when you do the same thing and put it online? Like this girl who did this dance, and the boys were howling. Wow, yeah! They were howling for what? Is it academic excellence? Is it something where you can look and respect? Something that you can be proud of, like a PhD, or being a CEO of a company, like something that Indra Nui has done? Something that you can shed a tear and say, I'm so proud of you. I mean, thrusting your hips front and back, jiggling your ass, and all the guys are also doing what? I mean, if she came from a poor background and she got into prostitution or she got into adult industry, fine. You have to feed your family. IIT Bombay, a premier institute which normal people cannot enter unless you either have merit or you have money. Is this the new acceptable norm? In fact, so in my WhatsApp groups, some of the boys sometimes they share these Instagram videos. One that was just shared was this. It's a skit. This not so good-looking guy. Yeah, purposely, they made him like disheveled hair and dark skin, and he has mustache and beard. There's knock or ring on his door, and he opens it, and there is this girl who's wearing pink, and uh, she's showing her waist, and then she's wearing trouser, and she tells this guy, "Oh, my AC is not working. Can I come and sleep in your room?" She's a neighbor, and he's like, his actual actions. Oh, wow. Yeah, sure. Come in. So they try to make it look funny, but there's a sexual undertone to it. And then the camera next phases and shows he's sleeping down while she's sitting there waiting. It's obvious that she wanted him to sleep with her and, be part of the action. And then, the guy who's down wakes up. Oh, is everything okay? And the funny thing is, it seems that this skit got millions of views, hundreds of thousands of comments of appreciation for its creativity and entertainment. What are what is the message you're trying to give here? Yes, this is a fantasy for young men and women. Yes, it's a fetish, it's a fantasy that even I would have had, and must have had even worse than this when I was in my younger days. But now it's becoming mainstream, it's becoming normalized. Like, it's becoming acceptable. Like, I had this girl who I've had clients, girls from India, who openly tell me, uh, Loy, you're the only one who I can talk to. Loy, sir, they say, Loy, sir, you're the only one I can talk to who would not judge me. I want to get into OnlyFans. I want to have a sugar daddy. And openly, yeah. And these are real profiles. I'm talking to them on video. And this happened like 2, 3 years ago, even before COVID. And I said, why do you want this thing? No, Mr. Loy, sir, please don't judge me, but I want to provide the best for my family. I want to settle down, have a good life. I don't want to be dependent on any man. So, anyway, if I have a boyfriend, I have to give sex. So, why not have a rich, successful sugar daddy where I will really take care of him and he will really take care of me, and we can, keep each other happy in a very mature way. And through that, I can keep my parents happy. See how they justify this. Easy money. Just imagine a girl asking a total stranger, a 20-year-old girl, a young girl, where can I get a sugar daddy? How can I make money through OnlyFans? And that also, it's not the West, Indian girls. So it's become crazy. Like, this video shared on X, formerly Twitter, with the handle Venom1S, garnered over 149K views, and critics compared it to institutes like MIT and Lovely Professional University that had some other controversy. The video went viral with 1.2 million views, but it was eventually removed. Why did they remove? Because they realized what they did. But let me tell you this, they're not dumb. They knew what they were doing. Both the girl and the students, all of them knew what they were doing. Okay. This is not like, oh, it's innocent. They didn't know what they're doing. Now, the people who justify this can say, oh, what about Bollywood? What about, um, you know, these actresses who make these movies? Like there was, you can Google search this, dance routines, Indian dance routines that make you cringe. You'll see there's one particular this thing from Tried and Refused production. It's a YouTube channel where the female is lying down. She puts her knees up and angles her from her knees to her head, and she's thrusting her hips up where the camera pans this way and then goes at the top to show her pushing her hips up, which obviously has a sexual undertone. And that is called dance. And if you check most of the Bollywood songs, what are they? A girl who will wear with a slim waist, she'll wear a top, okay, and then it'll go down to a waist, which obviously through dieting and exercise will be as down as possible, as low as possible, and then there'll be like a dance number where artists are there, wind is blowing, her hair is all over, and she has like lipstick and she looks sexual and and she's dancing in a way and she's inviting the hero to her. She's trying to attract the hero, and then the hero, Ritik Roshan or some, they do this all this dance, and everyone who joins in, they know how to dance, they know the sequence, it's well choreographed. So when they do these dance numbers, who watches all this? In fact, if you see these YouTube channels, um, a trailer comes out or a song comes out, within less than 30 minutes to 1 hour, they cross 15, 20, 30 million views. Who is watching all this? It's all the men. It's all the Indian population. In fact, I'll give you one last example before I conclude this video. Um, there was, once again in my WhatsApp group, one young man send the group this YouTube video. A young Indian boy meets a Thai girl from Thailand. He meets her on a date, okay, for the first time. And I'll not reveal the name of the channel or the person. This young boy is dressed up as a doctor, like, the surgeons, what they wear, with the toy stethoscope. He's not actually a doctor. And he flies down to Thailand to meet this girl for the first time. And she's a educated, classy girl. Maybe in Bangkok they meet. And they're meeting in this garden. And he takes the camera with him like a vlog and shows the interaction. Now, the funny thing is, this guy has 189,000 subscribers, I think 190 or 200,000 subscribers. And each of these videos, each of these meeting these girls for the first time, has garnered if I remember correct, 3.4 million views. 3.4 million views per video of a young man meeting young girls. They go on a date, they go on eating food, they try, like, this girl from another country will try Indian food, he will try, like, there's a romantic angle to it. Now, just imagine this young boy who's maybe in his 20s is making close to $100,000-$200,000 per video like this. I have nothing but I commend him for his creativity and for his business sense that he was able to tap into a market where there's so much of demand. Okay. But on the other side, it leads me to think, what kind of content today's generation wants? What kind of content is trending? What kind of content is popular? I mean, if you see some of these videos where these girls are dancing, I'll tell you, it's becoming a matter of shame, especially for us Indians. There is one video that shows, up and down, a comparison between uh, Chinese girls and Indian girls. Huh? This is a comparison video. I don't know where's the link or what. They show these Chinese girls in a Toyota training facility where they are learning how to fix or fix a machine for a car. Actually, you're talking of 4-year-old, 3, 4-year-old girls, small girls. And then they show another clip where these girls are taught self-defense. Actual, like they're flipping and karate and splits, and they're doing self-defense. And another video, the same for Chinese girls, they are showing them that they are playing musical instruments in sync. You're talking of 20, 30 girls perfectly. And then one final video where they're showing they are dribbling the basketball in a circle, and on cue, the ball is pushed to the next person and they take another ball. So they're showing talent in different areas. And there was even some of maths or something where they had to study and finish the equation very quickly. Like, I think that was a Japanese group of girls. Okay. Now, this was China or Japan, whatever. Then they show Indian girls and same age, 4, 5 or whatever. And these girls are dancing to Bollywood songs. And the parents are, wow. In fact, I shared this video in my group where this, I think, 9 or 10-year-old girl is really she's dancing very well, but the dance number is highly sexual in nature. It's like Dirty Dancing, that movie, Patrick Swayze. She's gyrating herself and moving with very sharp, accurate movement. I'm pretty sure it must have taken maybe a year for her to learn those moves. But then you begin to think, Chinese girls are being taught technical skills, engineering skills, math skills. Chinese girls. Indian girls are being taught to move their hips, their chest, their back, their buttocks, their hair, make all those sexual animated expressions. I don't know, man. If this is what you call creativity, if this is what you call, yeah, and it's sad when you see people justify this by saying, "Oh, it's going viral. There's virality in this. Oh, it's she's trending. Oh, it's the number of views, the number of likes, the number of subscribers." Yeah, you start having sex-starved Indians in a population of 1 billion, let's say 20%, say 200 million start following. Is that what you want? That you're so focused on the numbers that maybe the majority are pedophiles. Maybe majority are sex-hungry animals. Maybe they are dirty-minded, low-class, labor-class individuals, but they are your fans. Is that what you want? Yeah, I'll give you an example of what is actually happening with my daughter, okay? Because these are challenges that are not only being faced in one part of the world, but it's happening everywhere. But the question is, where do you as a parent draw the line? Where do you as a parent, brother, as a father figure, as, as a man of the family, okay? Now, you must have seen my wife in the videos. She never puts makeup. Okay, never. Maybe a little bit of powder here and there, but she hardly puts makeup. Okay, you have seen the videos on YouTube. And even my daughter, she does not put any makeup. Now, the only time where my wife actually asked me to purchase a not the professional series makeup, just one-time makeup use and throw, was when my daughter was asked to sing and dance for a school skit, which they have. It's sponsored by the government. So I said, fine. I told my wife, though I don't want my daughter to dance. I told my wife, as long as it is acceptable. So my wife said, I will personally make sure that whatever dance she's taking part is okay. And I'll tell you, she took part, I think, 4 or 5 times over the period of 2 years in a couple of dances whereby They just have to, there's some Thai music playing at the background, and they'll just jiggle their head, and they'll turn left, and then they'll turn right, and it's more or less the same. In fact, it was pretty hilarious to see they playing some Indian numbers, and the girls are dancing, like, moving their hands like this and moving their hands like this and doing all those uh, kind of expressive Indian gestures, so to speak. Okay, even though they can't understand what's going on. Now, there were two or three numbers like that, and there were some religious songs. So I told my wife, perfectly fine. But there was one particular dance item which I didn't approve of. Okay, and thankfully, my daughter did not participate in that. In this particular dance, there were a couple of these children who were dancing, and it was like a dance number. But in this dance number, the children, I, for the life of me, do not know what happened. But the children were asked to show their best moves. Each one will come small. We are talking of 5, 6 year old girls and boys. Like, each one will come, do some dance, and for say 20 seconds, and the crowd will clap. And by the way, I forgot to mention that every time a child dances, there are these roses which are there, plastic roses, not real roses. You can buy each one for 20 baht, and the 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 child artist or the child dancer who dances the best, or you want to appreciate, you can give as many roses as you like. So some girls get 20 roses, some get 10. But the girls who get less, other people, parents, they're very understanding. They will also chip in to make sure all the children feel good. Okay. So as these kids were taking their turns to come there and show their 20 seconds or 30 seconds of what they felt was their best moves, it's more like one of those Red Bull breakdance challenges. Each one comes and shows, but nobody is challenging it. They're showing to the audience. So you had one boy come and do some funny dance and, wiggle his belly and all that. So that was cute. And many people applauded and they took photographs. So they're cheering. But then there was this one particular girl, when she came, to my shock and horror, she started twerking. Okay. And I guess people, because they were high in that moment of, enjoyment, they went crazy. They went berserk. Everyone like, what's happening and all that. And I just kept quiet. I didn't applaud. I looked around. I wanted to see how people were behaving. Now, the people who knew this child and who, I think, gave her the dance steps, they were clapping, applauding. And then apart from the twerking, then she did a dance movement where she is moving her chest up and down like this. And she's going down and up, and it's obviously has very sexual, indirect references. I saw most of the people screaming and shouting, and then thankfully, I saw some adults. I saw, not adults, you could say aged parents, okay, not parents of this child. I don't know if they were the organizers or they obviously were someone senior. They just looked at it and they kept quiet. Okay. And I could clearly make out they were not very happy with this. So after the dance, everything got over. Everyone was given, flowers, the bouquet, and they also give them money to appreciate them. Okay. So the kids feel happy. Even my daughter, when she did the group dance, they bought around 10 roses. My wife bought. And this money is used to support the temple. So it's all fine. It's all done in good graces. So there's nothing evil about it. But after this particular dance got over, this girl who did the twerking and all that, the small girl, she got the maximum number of roses, maximum number of cash. As the parents, as the child came out, and I saw the parents collecting the kid and hugging, these very same people who were standing there not very happy, you could make out They were maybe very rich sponsors, or I don't know, someone of authority. They pulled, I was watching this, they pulled them aside. It was at the dark corner behind the stage, and they were talking. They were talking, and I'm very sure that they kind of voiced their concern. And because the parents, they were very, they were very humble. They said, sorry, and all the, whatever. And I'm glad that this correction was made, because if these people did not object to this dance, because this girl got the maximum number of appreciation, maximum number of roses, maximum number of cash, maximum number of applause, where these adults thought it was funny, which I didn't think was funny, and there were some other people who didn't think it's funny, other children will be encouraged to try it the next time, because they would want more applause. They would want, children want appreciation, children want applause, children want to be recognized, children want, like when my daughter got the bouquet of flowers, she only had 10. Then my wife immediately rushed and bought some more. And then my landlady and other lady, they also bought some more, because children can see, oh, I have only 10. This one has, more than 10. That one has more than 10. They feel it, like in Christmas during my younger days, when I would see kids having very big gifts and I'm having a small gift, I would feel it, even though I don't know what was inside. And it always happened that I got cheap, really cheap gifts. But other children got very good, because my parents were evil people, terrible people, you know. So, what I'm trying to summarize, I'll just summarize. I know this video has gone a little long, but what I want to tell you is today we have a problem in India. We have a problem all over the world, whether it's Pakistan, USA, UK, Thailand, everywhere in the world we have problems. But being an Indian passport holder and being someone whose roots are there in India, I speak about India. That's why I'm not talking about Russia. I'm not talking about USA. India is a country where I have a passport, where I have childhood memories, where my parents were, the whole lineage is Indian. So that is why I'm speaking about India, because I'm concerned. It's if you love your child and your child has a bad habit about, let's say, drugs or cigarettes or uh, pornography or sex, or is failing in the exam, you're not going to say, oh, what about that other guy's child? What about this one? No, you will work on your child. If your child has cancer or a disease, you would not say, oh, everyone has cancer, so what is the big deal? No, you would focus on sorting out your child's health, whether mental, emotional, spiritual, whatever. So in the same way, our country has a major problem, a major crisis, with the influence of the loose principles, not all the principles, the loose principles of what social media, what the Western culture is doing. It's becoming a shame. And that too, they're cherry picking the worst of the West, twerking, showing, wearing G strings or thongs, or spreading out your legs, and this OnlyFans thing. It's sad how girls are being given applause, appreciation, likes, social media, currency or social media validation if they do something sexual. And they get so blinded by uh, big crowds and big appreciation that even that girl, that Haktu girl, what what is that? She is just talking about spitting on someone's appendage while giving a blowjob. And now she has become famous and she's become viral. This is our society today. It's like you show your body parts and you flaunt them. How many females are openly showing themselves very disgusting? It doesn't even have class. It looks so dirty. The way they spread their legs, the way they wedge their undergarments. Oh, I'm sorry, but I know you can call me old fashioned, but our society is going to the dogs. okay, where twerking, where even in USA you had that Good Morning America or some other program where they had the youngest drag queen, a boy who's dressed up like a girl. You had the youngest kind of pole dancer or something, this girl. They're actually making these children twerk and do all these things, and they are applauding. What kind of society are we living in here? I I'm happy when someone calls me old fashioned. I'm actually happy when someone says, "Oh, you're a boomer, you're backward." Fine, I'm happy to be backward, but at least my daughter or the women in my household are not sexualized by roadside individuals. And that is why I I don't want my child to be the face on any kind of entertainment. My wife has a YouTube channel, but all those videos that are going there are, she looks at it, she approves of it, and she shows me, and we make sure nothing is posted online that can be taken in any wrong way. In fact, sometimes when I see some parents taking photographs of their sons or daughters naked in a bathtub or this thing, how can you do that? In today's day and age, how can you do that? Like even when uh, my daughter and my wife went to the village, they had this Sonkran festival of water, water festival. They her sisters and other children, some of them were even having bath naked and all. Immediately on video, I told my wife, our daughter is wearing clothes, okay, whether swimming, costume, whatever, but covered, and I don't want her playing with any child who is naked. I was very insistent, boy or girl. No, I'm sorry, separate. Because I don't want her thinking this is normal. And that is where I've actually trained my child, if she sees anyone that way, to have that feeling of disgust and, "Ew, yeah." Even at home, she puts clothes and she feels shy when she's not wearing some. That is how I have raised my child. Anyway, I'm sorry this video went really long drawn. I didn't think it would go so long, but it's a matter of concern for not only parents, not only for, I think it's for all of us as a society, because I can definitely tell you that it is going to impact you directly or indirectly. If you are single, maybe you will feel, oh, it's fun. I can get girls. I can have sex. Oh, it's going to be open minded. We are going to be free. Yeah, when you're single in your 20s to 30s, fine. But the day you have to settle down, no? When you have to get someone of character, someone of uh, whom you will call as a friend, who you would want to share your life with, you would not seek someone who has, like they say, a high body count. Means she has slept with many men. This is the double standard of men. When they sleep around with. They want girls who will easily open their legs. But when they want to get married, they want to marry someone. And I am, I'm the first one who would call himself a hypocrite, because that is what I did. I had fun with so many girls, so many. But when I was looking at marriage, I didn't, thankfully, the Indian mentality of choosing a virgin, I didn't have that. But I wanted a girl who was not going to start chatting and spending time and hanging out with guys and girls. No, I wanted a family woman. And yes, I also had to prove myself. I had to change, and I stopped completely all my life. Everything that I was doing, I don't want to give an excuse, but it's all a product of upbringing. If your upbringing is pathetic, you'll end up being like that. I didn't have an upbringing. My mother and father, absolutely useless animals. Even I can't call them animals because it's insulting animals. They were that horrible human beings, evil people. Anyway, All right. Um, I wanted to share this with. Let me know what are your thoughts. Let me know what are your thoughts. What do you think is the solution? Do you think this is a virus that is spreading? Do you think there is any solution, or do you think there's nothing you can do other than just focus on you, your household, your family members, and people you love? Let me know what are your thoughts. This is me signing off. You guys take care. Ciao.